Alright, welcome back to Starsector. So that last episode was a little bit of a doozy. Thank you guys for pointing out, I saw it as well when I rewatched the footage, that the reason I couldn't escape the Syndrian fleet was because my fleet was too big. And thank you for not calling me an idiot for missing that when I was playing through. But anyway, the real problem with that last fight we had was I should have, first of all, not been flying around with my transponder on, since the Syndrian Dictat I knew they were looking for me. I mean, I should have known they were looking for me. And also that I didn't emergency burn when I saw them emergency burn to come in and intercept me. So that's kind of the real mistake that was made in that episode, in my opinion. Let's see. Anyway, we're putting together another task force, and we'll talk about it in a sec. But first, we got Europaphobus, our I'm not impressively performing officer here. Got to level up, but we will give her combat endurance. All right. And she's good to go. I wish I had missile spec on this guy, missile specialization, because this missile boat is doing very well. Let's talk about that for a sec. The Xenoph has been doing really well in combat, but really the one that has been just knocking it out of the park here is the Lockstep Orion, the Shrike. I am extremely happy about this loadout. This seems to just be doing great things for me. And I was very skeptical about things like the burst PDEs and so on and so forth. But the Typhoon Reaper launcher with the antimatter blaster, good stuff going on. And the other thing that I wasn't sure of when I first made it was, our weapon flux per second is extremely high here. But as I mentioned before when we designed it, we went on max capacitors because it is primarily burst damage, and a lot of that is coming from the antimatter blaster here, which, as you can see, flux per shot is 1500. So it doesn't fire often, right? Because what is it? Flux per second? No, limited charges. Where's the cooldown rate on it? Refire delay is 10 seconds, right? So it doesn't fire a lot. It's not a consistent drain. It just drains your reserve of flux a lot. So might go against some of the common wisdom about whether you should max out capacitors or vents and to what degree, because if you look at it on paper here, this doesn't look great. I mean, our flux dissipation is almost half. It's 5/9. I don't know what that is in percentage. It's 5/9 of what our actual flux use is, but it doesn't matter. And this thing it never seems to have flux issues. It's doing really well, at least as far as I've seen. The second one that's doing better than I imagined is the Rober Velvet Claw, and I suppose maybe it was just because it didn't have a chance to really shine in any of the combat we'd had until the last one. You know, because I was complaining that, hey, why aren't you ever using your torpedoes? Well, it used them very effectively in the last battle, I have to say. The Arbalest autocannons, also not my favorite weapon, but these combined with the light mortars, which are also very low OP, man, this thing did good last battle. Really, really happy with how it did. And it's also got 15 points of ordnance points sunk into an ECM package. So, I mean, think of what else I could do if I took away these points and gave it more stuff, you know? Yeah, very good. I mean, of course, when you give them really excellent commanders like these have, you should expect good things to happen as well. But regardless, I mean, yeah, regardless, yes, we have really good commanders in here, so that definitely helps. The power grid modulation, obviously has a huge effect, I think, on the flux issues with the Shrike, but still, very happy with these loadouts. Anyway, we fixed our Falcon and gave it back her original commander. Bolivar 2, you little kites, I believe you deserve to be restored. I like my Class A kites, and I'm going to be piloting this one, so yeah, I'm very happy with you. The other one, I mean, these Tempests have always been really good ships. They've been kind of semi-nerfed, I guess you could say, with the Terminator drone. They used to have the single Terminator drone with the ion pulsar or whatever it was, which was a very good little, that's equivalent firepower of almost a frigate. And it's been replaced with these Terminator drones, but these do good stuff too, these anti-fighter Terminator drones. Very happy with how they're doing. Yeah, this guy, this is kind of the standard loadout, I think, though. It always has been, pulse laser plus graviton beam. If you know of any other interesting ways to load out a Tempest that kind of breaks the common wisdom, I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, it's been doing good. Good little ship as always, as I always expected. But yeah, the surprise was just the Shrike. This thing's just, I'm so happy with it. Such a good little ship. Even though kind of looks a little iffy on paper to me, to my eye. We have refit the mule and given it Atropro torpedoes. I went ahead and put the heavy burst laser on it. Really don't intend to take this into combat, but if it gets into combat, I want it to be able to do some good and defend itself. But otherwise, obviously, I've expanded the cargo holds, given it an unstable injector specifically so it can get away from combat. That does affect its weapon range negatively, but most of these weapons are point defense weapons anyway. Solar shielding, because you know the way I fly. That is through ion storms. So yeah, reinforced bulkheads because I do want it to survive if it does get destroyed. And then I bought us a Shepherd class, not worth salvaging, and put our sub-performing commander into it for now. This is basically the one way I like to set up my Shepherds, which is Salamander plus Vulcan cannon or machine gun of some kind. And yeah, it's just the way it is. Hardened subsystems, because that is one thing, is these guys seem to be running out of my combat readiness quickly. Militarized subsystems to take away the civilian mod penalty, etc., etc. Now, the two that we've added to our fleet now, to our task force, is I've added our 2 Valkyrie troop transports. Now, they are heavily damaged, which isn't great. I've taken away the what is it, makeshift hangar, because I'm not really convinced that's a good loadout for this yet. If these get into combat, the tactical lasers should be able to keep them a little bit better out of harm's way. Light mortars, because they're only 2 OP, and the light mortars do good. I mean, I'm gonna give them a shot. Low OP cost, they don't have good accuracy whatsoever, but they do damage. And then the Vulcan cannons for point defense, and you know, solar shielding we've talked about, and reinforced bulkheads for survivability. Okay, so that's what the fleet looks like. I will go ahead and take our salvage rig with us, even though if we take a look at our crew cargo, I've stuffed us to the gills with everything else. Let's actually put some of this stuff in storage, eh? Do we need more light? We'll just put everything in storage for now. Confirm open market. Let's go ahead and sell our class 1 survey data. Okay, and actually let's get rid of these two. We don't need these. Okay. So we are stuffed to the gills with supplies, heavy machinery, and fuel. I took them out of our resource stockpile, so we are going to have a end of month penalty, unfortunately. What did I just do? Oh, nothing. I'm fine. Yeah, so we are going to have an end of month penalty. Unfortunately, it looks like it doesn't tell you that after you exit the screen the first time. But yeah, we're paying for stuff out of our supplies, or out of our storage. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if we can repair our ships, because we will do that before we go into space, because our stuff is just drastically reduced. Let's see. We only have 400 supplies available. Yeah, let's repair. And then let's put us back up to 400. And the reason for that is because we're going to go up and explore that arid world that we have the commission for. And if it's a good planet, let's just colonize it. Let's just do it. How about 400 exactly? Booyah. So that should require, well, it's going to require 1,000 crew, which is why we're stuffing ourselves with crew. And it should require 200 heavy machinery, I think 200 or 100, and then 200, yeah, I think it's 200 supplies, 100 heavy machinery. What we did discover, though, is that we need 200 machinery to adequately salvage mining stations and things like that. Man, maybe we need to take more supplies with us. Oh, we just bought these off the open market, didn't we? That's okay. Yeah, let's just buy it off the open market. We'll take 500. Okay, so we got money coming out our ears right now. In fact, since that's the case, why don't we restore these Valkyries? 'Cause I don't know where I'm going to be able to buy them anywhere. It's only 27,000, and I have a hunch that the Valkyries are kind of expensive. I have a hunch they cost more than that. So there we go. Valkyries are good to go. The mule, however, 28,000. I would think a mule costs more, but maybe not. No, it's a destroyer size, so yeah, let's restore it. Okay, so we got a pristine fleet of ships to go out into deep space with. I'm going to be flying the Bolivar 2. I need to get a better ship. I would love to find myself an Apogee to replace the Venture that I lost, but I do not believe I am going to rebuy a Venture. Let's take a look at our colony real quick. Doctrine and blueprints. As you can see, we now have our Medusa-class destroyers showing up, as well as our Brawler gunships, which I am excited to get. Now, unfortunately, these all have the D-mod of ill-advised modifications, but, you know, that's okay. And also the AI, or the game has decided to throw in Luddic Path Colossus Mark IIs, which I'm okay with. These should be decent damage ships. I don't know, these brawlers and these guys aren't going to have as much survivability long-term because of the ill-advised modifications. We can go ahead and take a look at our brawler real quick. There are a few available. So, or can we? Ill-advised modifications, can't see it, can we? If we buy one of them, we can. Let's go ahead and buy a brawler, because this is another ship that I want to actually start to use. Oh, and we need a carrier. Actually, we got a Medusa available, too. Let's go ahead and buy a Condor. Okay, and go to our fleet screen. And I'm sorry, guys, this has been a long time coming, but this is, I think, the final ship name request I have on my list right now. Rebellion's Dawn. Okay. And let's give you... Let's give you... Perdition Bombers. High tech, you say? Let's give the Perdition Bombers a chance. Hull integrity, top speed 140. Kopeshes are faster. These look like slow ships. Why are these high tech? They're only using hammer class torpedoes. Armor rating 50, hull integrity 40. That must be a typo. I mean, this must be... Yeah, Luddic Militants. This is not high tech. This is a fix they need to make in the game. Is these should be like low tech, because Luddic Path is not high tech. Yeah. Kopeshes are low tech. I mean, these would be midline if anything. Anyway, yeah, odd. Okay. The daggers are high tech because, as you can see, they have the atropos and they have shielding and etc. So, well, what do we want to put on? The Perdition are 12. I don't like these though. I mean, I guess there's more of them in the wing. These are better against larger bombers. We could do this, I guess. Let's give them a shot. Sure. You guys tell me if they're crap in the comments. And then heavy fighter, yeah, broadsword. Okay. And then we'll give you... We're spending a lot of ordnance points just on fighters here. Medium missile turret. Well, unfortunately, we don't have any more pylons. You know what? I guess we're gonna skip it. We'll put on a swarmer for now, and we'll put on a Vulcan cannon and a Vulcan cannon and damaged flight deck. I would like to get rid of that. 22,000. God, I'm wasting a lot of money. Sorry, guys, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And then in you, we will. One more time, we're gonna give you a shot. Don't let me down, okay? Alright, our weapon flux is extremely low. Just boost capacitors. Alright, Condor, Rebellion's Dawn, you're in. Now, where else were we? We were going to also buy, just for science, a Brawler LP, 15,000. Okay, so that's what they cost new, huh? Yeah. Buy it. Refit. How much does it cost to restore you? 20,000? Yeah, it's a lot. Anyway, ill-advised modifications. Its systems appear to work correctly under natural conditions, but have a significant chance of critical malfunction when stressed. Okay, so once this thing's combat readiness goes down, then you start to have higher chances of malfunctions. But let's go ahead and restore this and make it pristine, because watch what happens. Oh, ill-advised modifications are gone, but safety overrides remains. And this little guy is just brutal if you give him, for example, what we're giving him. Heavy machine guns. So yeah, it's kinetic. It is kinetic damage, but so it doesn't do very good damage against the armor, but it will lower shields like nobody's business. And what are we going to give you over here? I would kind of like to give you just rockets. Now, we have annihilators. Yep. I think short-range annihilators might be the way to go. I'm hoping. Won't increase your necessity for flux. These have so much ammo. I'm very happy with those. Well, how much ammo do they have? Ordnance points 4, fire 5.8, no flux cost, limited ammo 50. For the amount of time you are going to spend in combat before you start having issues with combat readiness, I think you'll be fine. So, and then finally we can give them hardened subsystems to mitigate that issue. And capacitors galore, vents galore. Okay, I think that is the way to go. Weapon and flux. Wow, that's really seems to be well more than what we need. So 80 plus 240 is 320. Whoops. Yeah, wow, that's incredible. Maybe what we should do, it has 450 armor. We can give it heavy armor. Reduces its maneuverability by 20%. Insulated engine assembly. What do you guys think? Integrated targeting unit. Increases range, but that's kind of counter to what the safety overrides does, so nope. Reinforced bulkheads, yes, because I already paid up the wazoo for this thing. I want to have it stay alive. I do like solar shielding. I think we can go for that. I'm not going to combine it with the unstable injector because that just reduces the weapon range by a flat amount, whereas if you look at safety overrides, its weapon range is past 450. So it will affect the annihilators because their range is 1500, but it will not really affect the heavy machine guns because they are sitting there right at 450 range. So those won't be negatively impacted. So we could do that, or we could go with heavy armor. Maybe we should go with... yeah, let's go ahead and go with insulated engine assembly, I'm thinking. Or solar shielding. Yeah, solar shielding is still kind of one of my faves. Just because, again, we're going into deep space. If we were operating in the core systems, I would take solar shielding off and replace it with one of the other mods. So that's my reasoning there. Okay, weapon groups set. Excellent. Alright, so basically I treat these guys in combat the same way I would treat a phase frigate, which is it's not meant for long-term deployment, but it is a definite good choice for hunting down fleeing ships and also providing some support. Alright, so we will take the salvage rig with us. I'm kind of skeptical about it, but anyway. Right, there we go. Fun times. Fun times. Now, you guys, you're asking, well, what planet are you thinking of colonizing? Maybe that's what you're thinking. We are thinking of colonizing this planet up here in MAM. We're going to go up here, find out what this world looks like. Right? It's a arid world. Let's find out what it looks like and compare it to the other arid world that has the extensive high-tech or the extensive ruins. And based on that, we're going to colonize one of those two. And if this is the one we want to colonize, well, I just want to have all my stuff with me when we get up there. Boy, I'm really worried about, do I have enough supplies? I really hope so. 2.5 per day. And do we have everybody in ships we want them to be in? You know what? I'm gonna try piloting the Brawler. Watch me get it destroyed. And so do I have this set up the way I want it to be? The annihilators... The heavy machine guns are on auto. We'll keep it that way. Looks good. Okay, and I have combat readiness, combat endurance. 3 gunnery implants aren't going to help. Ordnance expertise is good. Power grid modulation, good. Okay. Well, that was a long preamble. Oh, and I did show you guys our new fleet composition. We can custom produce some things if we want. I don't know if I want to, but you know, for the sake of experimentation, I kind of feel like I want to do a Hound LP just to see what it looks like. Cerberus LP, Gremlin LP, Kite LP. I believe we've seen the Lasher LP. I was not happy with it. Actually, no, it wasn't. I just put... Yeah, let's add the Lasher. I just put the... what was it called? The mod on it already. The mod being this one here. The safety overrides. Now, again, the cool thing about the safety overrides, why this is cool, is that we're getting this for free, right? If we wanted to add this to a regular brawler, the safety overrides would cost, well, not 30. Let's look at another frigate, huh? The safety overrides would cost 10, I believe? 15! So that's free 15 ordnance points to get that mod. So yeah, it's pretty dang cool. And it doesn't affect really the original ordnance points of the ship, I believe. So yeah, that's why I'm excited about that. We're gonna give her a shot. What do we want to call this thing? Let's see. We'll call it the Booyah for now, until I get some more ship names from you guys. Alright, guys, we are off. Now, considering what happened last time, remember, man is all the way up here. Laying a course, good. We don't have any information about it. Really, we still... For 6 supplies, we can repair that in space, okay? I'll tell you what we will do, though. Crew cargo, we'll take 6 with us. There, just so we can feel like we're heading into space with what we want. Okay, so we will be turning off our transponder here very soon, because I do not want a repeat of what happened with Syndria. Luddic Church Faithful Trader, okay. I'm also thinking of changing one of these, like for example the makeshift sensor array. I'm thinking of changing this to the one that increases your in-system burn level, because that seems pretty handy. Anyway, off we go. Uh-oh. Tritachyon Expedition. Now you guys were saying there is a way to deal with these avert. Alright. The expedition is currently being planned at Port Safe Franchise. The expedition force should begin assembling in 20 days. Fairly capable. Disrupting colonies' mining. The primary reason for the expedition is the colony's market's share in the exports of ore. Compared to the defenses, the expedition's space forces are outmatched and its ground forces are evenly matched. The expedition is likely to be defeated in orbit. Well, if that's the case, let's let them, let's see what happens, huh? Alright. So it's going to be a little bit of a long episode, because I think I just spent like 20 minutes talking about so I'm really sorry about that. What's going on down here? Anything we need to be a part of? Alright. Sorry guys, we're going to be taking care of a few things here. We need to get rid of these pirates. I do not appreciate them raiding in my star system. And you were not fast enough. Let's kick them out of our house. And yeah, let's go in with everybody. I want to see how we do. Let's go ahead and add in our kites. One kite escort the Condor, the other one escort the Falcon, and we're switching over to our Annihilators. Let's take this guy out if we can. Let's stay away from this guy, because I hate his guts. Not good. Not good. We have gotten ourselves into all kinds of trouble here. Oh boy. Somebody come save me. Oh, I did not. Oh. Come on, guys. Help me. Save me. No! Well, that was my own fault. Alright, well, you know, this is why they have a simulation option in the fleet design. So, I hate these little bastards so much. Okay. Anyway, that was embarrassing. Otherwise, if it weren't for that little phase frigate, would have done pretty dang good. I think. Alright guys, what are you doing? Yeah, focus on that. Let's take a look at how our fighters are doing. Well, we overloaded the mule. Good. Interesting to watch those guys work. It's pretty fast torpedoes. That's the one good thing about them compared to the Annihilator rocket pads. So they're a little bit better at taking smaller sized ships out as opposed to the Annihilators, which can sometimes, if they end up targeting frigates, the frigates can just avoid the entire salvo. Okay. Come on. Let's see. I would like you to kill him while you're there. Shrike, you're doing a good job. Let's put you on search and destroy. You're going after that shepherd, huh? Yikes. Look at how good that mortar did. It just sniped that pod out by itself. Okay, it takes more than one. It takes two. It takes two to take out one of those mining pods. Would you please go kill him? God. Love those light mortars. They may be a little bit OP. I don't know. They certainly never were considered OP in the previous version. I think most people didn't like them at all, but I'm very happy with it. I always kind of just threw them on my ships before to take up weapon slots because I don't like leaving open weapon slots. But yeah, they're good. Ah, you got away. That's fine. We've at least cleared out the pirates. Do we have anything? No. You know what? Let's pursue him and kill him. And, it should just be you guys. This is way overkill. I'm an idiot. I don't want anything left in this star system. Try not to hit that. There you go. Good job. should be having malfunctions at 0% combat readiness. Thank you, guys. Consider ship recovery. Let's get our brawler back and go repair it. Everything else, we'll just scrap. We could take another mule, but nah. Alright, grab everything. Begin salvage. Yeah, begin salvage. We are over our capacity on fuel. Well, guys, we're gonna go back and repair our ships. Did we get a level up? We didn't, but one of our officers did. Is she the one that I messed up? I think she might be. No, I haven't messed her up. It was this guy that I messed up because I gave him evasive action by mistake. That's good. Finished. Our fleet is over cargo and fuel capacity and is using an extra 10 supplies per day, which is horrendous. Oh god, you guys... Change of plan. We are going to address the Syndrian issue. Alright, but we're going to do that in the next episode. In the meantime, drop off our metal. Actually, considering what we're about to do, let's just drop off everything. Hey, look at that, a Salamander MRM pod. Let me put that on our console. Yeah, we'll be doing that in the next episode. I'm going to get ready, and we're going to go after those Syndrian scum and boot them out of our star system. And you know what I'm going to do it with. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Till then, bye-bye.